So we're starting Unit 4, so Unit 4, Activity 1, and basically is climate change making hurricanes more powerful and frequent. This is a neat little unit or little activity within this unit because the data, it's quite obvious that it's having an impact, and so it's kind of interesting to do this and to have data that illustrates such a strong correlation between climate change and the hurricanes. And of course, we've had many, many hurricanes. There's usually 2 or 3 a year now that are occurring that are major. Which is interesting. So here's going to talk about the effect of the sea surface temperature in hurricanes. So you'll watch this based on the idea that hurricanes are dependent on the warm waters that occur out in the oceans or in the seas, and the warmer the water, the stronger the hurricane can get. So it'll go over and cover that with you there. Then it starts to talk about different types of data you can collect, so primary data and secondary data, and the advantages and disadvantages of those. And then it provides some examples specifically relating to hurricanes in terms of primary data sources and secondary data sources. It's then going to have you get working with a data set. So this data set here, you're going to use this. You're going to create some graphs. You can use whatever type of program you want to create your graphs. Some people have Excel. Other people use numbers within a Mac, which is fine. Just important to make sure that you create the graphs that it's asking for, because I'm pretty sure it's only going to ask you for one bar graph, and then it's going to ask you for some line graphs after that. So the first thing you'll do is you'll take your data and you need to calculate some average max wind speeds, and then you're going to take a look at the number of Category 4 or higher storms for each time period. Do keep in mind that when you're calculating the average per year, that this is 50, 50, 50, and then I'm pretty sure it was either 2014 or 2016 was sort of the end of that data set. So please make sure you don't go past that. Otherwise, your data will be skewed. You'll end up with the wrong numbers. So that's important to make sure. So like I said, it will be 16 since we've yet to reach 2050. So again, use the 2016. So the 16 is what you'll be dividing by to get your average per year. Again, keep in mind it wants a bar graph for this, line, line, line. So make sure they're appropriate graphs and don't put extra lines on there. Make sure, like for this one, for example, if you put the number of storms on the same graph as the average per year doesn't show up on the graph very well. So you want to make sure that you sort of split those out so that you're able to sort of see that much better from that situation. Then once you're done, you'll save your spreadsheet with the appropriate name. And again, you'll use the spreadsheet to create your graphs and try to make sure you have your proper titles, headings, and then labels for your axes as well. So once the analysis has been done, now you're going to look at the data to draw some conclusions from this. So as you complete the tasks in your spreadsheet, please consider the following success criteria as to whether or not you could complete, and you could sort of calculate and name all of those different things. Scrolling down further here, so here you got a situation where you're required here to make some conclusions based on your work and communicate the information based on your method of choice. And so basically there's a document here. So you can either do one of these, or most people, they'll just open up this document template. They'll just fill in the template and submit that. I'm okay with that as well. But if you want to get creative and do one of these choices, you more than definitely can do that. So again, you want to go in, manipulate your data, create your data. There's a tutorial here to learn how to calculate averages and totals and creating bar and line graphs within Excel. And again, or Google Sheets kind of idea. And once that work is done, please make sure you submit it to the Dropbox found here in the consolidation section at the bottom of the page.